Alright guys, Rich here from the RC Network, and it is upgrade time. My D413 from Hot Bodies, the 1/10 scale 4-wheel drive buggy, is in need of a few upgrades. I have ran probably 25 to 30 packs through it now. Really have tested out not only the durability but the characteristics of the buggy, and want to change just a couple of things and help tweak them, and also do a couple of upgrades that I feel that the D413 needs just slightly. So I went over to my friends over at avidrc.com to pick up some of their D413 specific items. Now, I have 3 videos in this series, the first one being the Avid one, second's going to be an Exotech video, and the third is going to be some official Hot Bodies items, so please stay tuned for those in this video series. So, first thing, or the star of the show, is going to be this D413 Hard Annodized Aluminum chassis set from Avid. This thing is pretty cool. I've actually ran the B442 aluminum chassis from Avid, and it was just absolutely awesome. The coolest thing about this chassis, obviously, it's aluminum, hard anodized. It's going to wear well, it's going to feel well. The characteristics is going to improve just slightly on the carbon chassis that's stock on the D413. But the cool thing is you have these little weight systems, or ballast system. You're able to fine-tune the weight bias of the buggy by putting in either a plastic included or the aluminum included weight here in the rear. Now, there are additional weights available that are brass, and I believe also a steel one, to just increase your rear traction or rear weight bias. So included with the chassis set here, you do get a couple of little hardware items, including this little carbon fiber puck item to keep the battery in. And then on the flip side here, or you can't actually see it, but it's actually a Upgrade RC licensed sticker for the bottom of it, or a chassis tape for the bottom of the Avid chassis. Perfectly cut, has some Avid logos on the bottom, and pretty much you're ready to go. So that is the star of the show here for the first upgrade video. This is actually the chassis protectors. That's what it looks like. I picked up an extra one. It's always good to have an extra chassis protector. The cool thing about this that I noticed is there's actually little perforated cutouts for the center diff, so you're able to pull that out if you need to work on your buggy. So kind of cool that they added those kind of little perforations there, so you don't have to peel your tape up to work on your rig. So pretty cool little item. Always good to have an extra. The last couple of items here, this is the floating servo mount. This thing is pretty cool. I've heard pluses and minuses on it. Floating servo mounts are definitely in the on-road community to reduce chassis flex when the servo goes right or left. So this thing should be a good improvement on the D413. However, I've heard pluses and minuses. So we're going to go ahead and mount it up, see how it does, and then we'll kind of go from there. Last thing I picked up, just a supplement item. I just threw in my cart here at the last second. These are some blue anodized lock nuts. I'm going to go ahead and add just a couple of things to help reduce a little bit of weight throughout the buggy, and hopefully that will do pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and get these things installed, and towards the end of this video you're going to see these things actually on the rig. Alright, I'm back now, and I went ahead and got all of those Avid items installed on my D413. Everything went really smooth, and what I found to be the easiest thing to do was to basically flip the entire rig over and just start unscrewing screws. I laid them all out in the pattern that they were, and once I got ready to start reinstalling, I just started reinstalling them. So give me a chance to check out how the diffs are doing and everything else. So pretty much the Avid chassis just is absolutely beautiful. You can kind of see here the great finish of it. It's almost like a non-stick pan or something, but the anodized finish is just beautiful. Has nice chamfered edges throughout here, and one thing that's really cool is on the edges here you can kind of see that there's like an angle, and they're actually kicked up just a little bit. So on either end right here, and also you can kind of see here on the back side it's also kicked up too, just for the natural curvature of the under chassis. So a little bit less wear and tear, being that they are kicked up, because that's the first place really it's going to hit any type of surface. So pretty cool design. Now, I did go ahead and install the ballast system. I used the aluminum one in the rear, and I used the plastic one in the front. I actually didn't realize that there was a two system. I was kind of thinking back to the old B44-2 where there was only the one, but I did install the heavier one in the rear, plastic one in the front, for now to see how they kind of go. So one thing that I don't like is that once I put the chassis tape on, I'm going to have to either peel it up or cut these holes out to be able to change those out if I wanted to. So anyways, just kind of a little negative there. Now you are going to see a couple extra screw holes on this particular chassis than the stock one. You're going to have kind of like a 5-star design right here, and that's to accommodate the floating servo mount, which you'll see on the other side here. Went ahead and installed that as well, and that turned out great. Nice finish to it. I mean, it just looks so professional, and it basically mounts with 3 points on this side. The servo mounts 2 points on this side, and only 1 screw hole on that side. So kind of see that there. So it gives a great feel to it. And now, if you go hard right or left, you only have that 1 point of contact, and you're not going to have any movement of the chassis or chassis flex. So being a hard anodized chassis, you probably won't have that as much as you would on a carbon chassis. So anyways, those went on great. The chassis is just beautiful. You can kind of see there the finish of it and how everything looks. I love how the aluminum piece right here is stamped with the 7 gram little logo there. And if you guys see here, there's that little kind of round puck right inside there, and that's basically just a minimal design to hold the battery. And now that you have this aluminum ballast in here, that's going to actually hold the battery as well. This is just a final stop so the battery doesn't go into the motor. Now you will not need to install this piece anymore. This is the piece that used to hold the battery in place. That is now no longer in use. And after that, went ahead and restuck my ESC, my receiver, got my wiring all good, and we're pretty much ready to go. So added a couple of those blue aluminum lock nuts on. Got some more to add on a little bit later through the build, but now it's on to some exotech stuff. So well, that's it, guys. If you have any questions about this video or the parts that I've used, please check out the video description below. I have links to each item. So once again, comments, questions on down below, and as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now, guys. Over now.